It's Golden Buddha here, and I'm here with Jeremy, the creator of Dive, which is a great supplement for Mothership. Today he's going to tell me all about it and tell you guys all about it as well. But before we get into that, Jeremy, how you been?
I'm fucking on cloud nine, man. The Kickstarter did really well. Had over 900 backers. I have a lot of work that I'm super excited. I got the money the other day, and with that I've been just like shelling out some dough to some really awesome artists and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure if I should say their names yet, but they've signed contracts and I don't have an NDA, so I think I'm allowed to tell you whoever they are, right?
Hey, it's up to you. I mean,
I'll go ahead and let loose one of them. Jabari Weathers is doing a massive piece for me.
okay.
You might know them from Chris Spivey's Weird West game thing for Call of Cthulhu.
I've seen that. Yeah. The art
in
that looks amazing.
They also did some writing on the Ravenloft deal for 5e. They've also how I know them is because of the Dissident Whispers anthology that I worked on.
Speaking of, I got this bad boy right here. Now, which thing did you work on in this?
So I did the layout. I did the layout for Hopebringer, which is like that third or fourth adventure in there. It's a big red one. Okay. And then Ramadi's Spring. And then I also wrote the quote on the back of the book.
Ah, I see this one right here.
Yeah. I did the layout for that.
Okay.
That was a real challenge, actually. That I was only given the map. Mm-hmm. And then the little pieces of art, right? So what I did, I had to kind of like chop and like take pieces of the art to make the background and kind of hide some stuff where it was like repetitive. Like I made a piece of background and kind of hide things and patch things. But it was really rewarding. That was really a level up moment for me. Really, it was Dissident Whispers. But yeah, so that's how I know. Jabari is through Dissident Whispers, and then they came on. I organized a week of fundraising for the anniversary this year on
awesome
on Tony Plus One's channel, and ran some games, and there's some panels and stuff like that.
Great.
But I had them on there for I was running a Mothership game. I think it was Ghost Ship from the actual from the actual book, and they obviously do great work. They did the cover of the Dissident, and it's amazing, super powerful.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And also, if you guys haven't got this, it's on drive-through. If you want to show some love, you can pick it up. I'll put a link to it below.
Yeah. But, last I checked, which was a long time ago, Dissident Whispers has raised $70,000 for bail funds. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. All right. So, but now we need to talk about Dive, man.
Yeah.
Tell me about. What I want to hear most about is some of those new character classes that you guys put in. Really.
Yeah. So, Dive just to get the pitch out of the way,
concept,
right?
Yeah.
The concept, right? Like, this is my actual worst. This is the thing I'm the worst at when it comes to these. But so we'll knock it out. So Dive is like an aquatic horror hack using the Panic Engine, which is kind of what Tuesday Night Games is calling their bare bones system without any of the flavor, the classes, or anything like that. And what this does is it kind of expands upon if Mothership, or kind of the opposite of that, whatever. And what it allows for play for things that are more low tech, like Jaws and like Placid, Piranha, Anaconda,
I think
underwater.
I read somewhere that like you had Spear as as an inspiration. That movie?
No,
No.
no, not. I've not even heard of this one. Please tell me more about
Oh
it.
man, it's got Samuel L. Jackson in it, and they go into the spear, and it's like it's some weird like Lovecrafty stuff.
I think I have seen. Yeah. So, no, Deep Blue Sea. That's the Samuel L. film that is really kind of like a real cornerstone of what dive is. Honestly, Deep Blue Sea might be the quintessential movie that you would watch if you wanted to really get the understanding of what dive is like, because Deep Blue Sea has like undersea bases. It has an undersea, like a base that's semi-undersea, right? Like it's like 2 or 3 levels underground, undersea. There's like animals that are terrifying, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of bringing. So there's new classes, there's a new skill list in skill tree, possibly. I'm still working on whether or not there's going to be a tree or not. New weapons, equipment, doing a new trinket, D100 trinkets, and then instead of patches, we're doing D100 nautical tattoos, right? So
That's actually really dope. The tattoos, yeah, that's cool.
and then some situational rules for like the actual diving, and then an additional, and I want people to make sure that they understand this, and it's an additional panic table, right? So you still panic on the regular Mothership table, right? Like, you know how Gordonak has its own like standalone panic table?
Yeah.
Dive has an additional, so you still panic on the standard panic table, and then also panic on the diving panic table if you're, in scuba gear and underwater, right?
That
So
sounds super deadly though.
new boats, and then also bestiary. As you know, there's also a second book attached to it called "The Deepest from the Deepest Trenches," which is kind of an adventure kit with a few different locations and your dungeon and your adventure locations and stuff like that. So, and then Chum, of course, which is is going to be all about sharks. So yeah, it's a really exciting, super large undertaking, right? Got a lot of different artists on board already. Yeah, and it's one of the definitely the most exciting project I've worked on so far.
Okay, most exciting. So, going into that, what did you have the most fun working on in this project?
So, the I think it really is the thing that you asked about, right? The classes are the most interesting part of the whole thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the classes themselves are the engineer, the researcher, the sailor, and the consultant, right?
Mm-hmm.
The engineer, researcher, and sailor, they're all really exciting, but they are what they say they are. The consultant, however, is kind of that, it kind of represents that movie trope, and especially in these kinds of movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always that one character who's either like
The
trying to
semi-corporate.
yeah, but it also could be a different thing, right? Like it also could be the hero, right? The hero is sometimes the consultant in these movies, right?
Oh, like the guy in Jaws. Yeah.
Yeah, like the guy in Jaws is a hero. The guy that they hire from the I can't remember his name.
Me either, man. Me either.
But anyway, and then also there's two consultants in Deep Blue Sea, right? Samuel L. Jackson's character is the corporate consultant, but he's the boss, but he still doesn't belong there,
Yeah.
right? And then there's also this other guy that's like a shark trainer who's like a lot more of a hero figure. Well, they're actually both good characters. They're not Samuel L's not a bad guy. They're neither of them are bad guys,
Yeah.
but yeah, they represent these. There's always somebody who's kind of out of place, or maybe so in their element that they're awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I separated it into 5 different subclasses. The hunter, which is like our guy from Jaws or whatever, right? Like, the submariner, the expert submariner, the doctor, the criminal, and the corporate, right? So, you have these 5 different options, right, for the same kind of trope, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they all kind of fit within, if you watch these movies, they all kind of fit within a lot of this one trope where there's in Anaconda, it's whatever Angelina Jolie's dad is,
Oh God,
whatever his name is, right?
I like to forget that movie exists.
Oh man, it's classic. Ice Cube, everybody making the worst decisions ever. The snake is varying sizes at different points in the movie. It's a good.
Terrible. It's
excellent.
better if you watch it high, definitely.
I mean, I don't know how people get through most of the day, but anyway, and that's kind of in a lot of these movies, right? Especially aquatic horror are really really kind of campy shit, right? Like Toxic Shark, right? I love it. Toxic Shark. It's a shark with a cannon on its head that shoots like toxic goo and then eats you, and then also turns people into zombies. Kind of like
it's just over the top.
But it's amazing.
But it is this type of shit that you see in horror movies like that. So yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. I think as the classes is the most fun. The most fun and the first thing that I started that I started writing when I started doing it. So
that's awesome, Jeremy. It sounds like you had a lot of fun, but I need to know what was one of your biggest hurdles in completing this project, like either just personally or like logistically.
Well, I mean, it's not done yet, right? So we've got a mostly done manuscript for Dive, right? Mm-hmm. There's still people to hire for from the deepest trenches. I'm gonna kind of grab some other people. I have a friend who's already done some work. Matt House, who's like the best writing partner ever. He helped me with
Shout out to Matt.
yeah. He was the other part on Why Is There a Wizard Tower in this dump, which is a Troika pamphlet we worked on, and
nice.
It's the best, but don't fucking buy it. It's stupid.
Duly noted.
Well, I mean, there might be a curse if anything bad happens to you or anything like that while you're running it. It's not my fault. It's like a disclaimer. Probably need to get like something that people should sign before they buy it.
Yeah,
just to make sure that people understand that I'm not responsible for what happens because you run it. But yeah, I got Matt House has got some stuff, and I've been talking to some friends and yeah, I really want to make sure that the adventure is super fun, lots to do, and has lots of twists and turns.
Now, what do you think the replayability for Dive is going to be? Like, how do you think this is something that people are going to be running for like years and stuff, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I did this with Dive and stuff, like, because I see a little bit of that with some of the modules for Mothership out right now.
So I think that this is like definitely that one. If I'm gonna have one, right, where it's the one that's gonna kind of stay relevant, right? I would imagine it's gonna be this one. I have a lot of hopes for Gordnak and everything like that, but it's also in a certain niche. Like, I know people who won't even touch sci-fi at all, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
or like futuristic sci-fi or stuff with mechs or with stuff with like weird species and stuff, playable species and stuff. So like so these two are the ones, right, where it's like I think I'm going to try to focus my time and energy on getting people to really love these two games, right? And I do my other stuff on the side and stuff like that, and I'm really proud of all of that, but like Gordnak and Dive are like there's like levels to this shit, right?
Yeah.
Like Gordnak and Dive are up there where I'm like, wow, like I can't believe I did that like Cocaine and Alligators is like more of like, oh shit, I can't believe I fucking did that, right? Like it's a different, I can't believe I did that thing.
So basically what you're saying is we're gonna, hopefully in the future, we're gonna see more supplements for Gordnak and Dive, like more support for it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's the plan, right? Is just to because like you could really easily spread yourself very thin on this stuff, right? Like it's real easy to do.
Yeah.
And but I think that with both of those titles, they have potential for just limitless play for a lot of different people, in the same ways that a lot of the like more popular core systems and stuff like that are, you know, and like I'm just really lucky to have been in with the Mothership crew since for quite a while. I think since like 2018 I've been fucking around on the Discord and, you know, making stuff and doing hive minds, and I've been a moderator for a while over there.
I do love hive mind, honestly. It's such a, I feel like honestly all tabletop communities should do that and just like make their own like random tables and everybody adds something in the pot. It's really great.
It's really good. And I'm not as active as I used to be on the Mothership Discord. I think I did my time, right? I did a solid 2 years of answering.
Served your term.
Yeah, of answering the same question over and over again. But we got a great team over there for the moderators, and you know, we got good support from Sean and Jarrett, the editor over there, has become like a really good friend of mine. He actually lives on the West Coast, so I go out there and you know, we hang out. He has gifts for me every time I go. We play games.
Awesome.
He beats the shit out of me in strategy games, and, you know, it's just it's just I think a lot of this was like a lot of, because I could have chosen a different system and really got in with those people, and you know, I was gonna say something. Never mind.
I'll cut it out. Don't worry.
But I happen to really gravitate. The first thing, and it's going away with 1E, right? And it won't be part of Dive. But the thing that really got me was roll 6, 6d10 down the line, and I was like sold. I read that one sentence in Mothership, and I was like, bam, I'm in.
Wait, is it the down the line part, or is it the 60-10?
I think the combination of the kind of like almost like a 60-10 rolls off the tongue, kind of like 3d6 does almost, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like a kind of like a poetry or a musical quality to it, I guess, right? And
yeah.
the fact that it's down the line roll, it just reminded me of roll 3d6 down the line, and I was like, wow,
It's hardcore.
How come I didn't think of roll 60-10 straight down the line? But I really do love the 1E rules and everything like that, and the move that they've made, and that's why I'm definitely going to be migrating Gordnak to 1E, and Dive is 1E 1E based.
So you basically you enjoy 1E, but so that's your thoughts on that. But what would you want to see like in the next edition? Like if Sean ever does a second edition?
If they ever did second edition, I think that what I would want to see more than anything is just continued evolution and change, right? Because like there's a lot of like carryover between editions in D&D sometimes, right? And you know, and it's like I want to see like real innovation, not just like regurgitated mechanics.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, who knows if they would ever do like a second edition, or maybe they would. I mean, Traveler, for instance, they did it. There's like a bunch of those.
Aren't they in like
right?
8th edition at this
Yeah,
point?
there's a bunch of those.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I don't want is like,
like
I
really
don't-
minor
I-
changes and then like calling
Yeah.
it a new edition. It needs to be like
Exactly.
big sweeping change. I feel you on that. I
Exactly.
definitely feel you on that. Yeah.
Exactly, and big sweeping changes, and then also like I wouldn't like it if it got away from that like simple to make a character and like because I don't play 5th edition. I mean I do. I have been a part of a group that I've been not been able to make to for like the past like 2 or 3 weeks, but I don't play 5th edition on purpose, right? Because like it just takes forever to make a character, and then everybody when you play D&D is always talking about what their character, their D&D 5e, I'm sorry, what
Builds.
their character can do. Yeah, builds, and it's just really, really uninteresting to me. So
It kind of takes away from that role playing aspect, you know, where they're just trying to like build their character before they even start playing, essentially.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, actually, that's one of the things that drew me to Mothership. When I looked at the PDF and I was like, oh, this is like pick up and like boop boop, fill this in, play. You're playing within like 5 to 10 minutes, you know,
Yeah.
like
And actually just to that point, I've got Meredith Silver working on the character sheet for Dive, and I don't know if you've seen Joel Hines's Desert Moons of Karth.
I have, and that shit looks awesome. I ain't gonna lie.
So Meredith did his character sheet for Desert Moons of Karth. So I've got Meredith on the tip on that character sheet, which I'm not bad at making character sheets. I just think that she's like way better of a designer than me. So like if I'm gonna have somebody, because I've been commissioned to make a character sheet before and they turned out really good.
Okay.
Shout out Mike Evans and Hubris whenever those character sheets come out. I can't wait. I can't wait to. I know what they look like. Because I made them, but I
Nice.
can't wait to see them in other people's hands and stuff like that.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I can do them. But I think Meredith is just really good. Actually, Meredith is another. She's actually one of the Dissident Whispers heroes of the whole. She did the whole page, the whole book layout, right? Like I did 2 spreads. She compiled all of it and got it ready to be printed, and that's a real fucking feat, honestly.
Definitely. So, man, what is your favorite Mothership module? Like hands down. Like, and please don't say Dive and Gordon.
No, not at all. So my favorite, I could say one that I wrote that's coming out from them, but
Oh.
yeah, me and Matt House wrote one that's gonna be coming out.
You guys have play tested it already?
Yeah, it's already like it's a pamphlet adventure it's already laid out, ready to go. Like as far like pretty close. That I've seen like previews and stuff of it. It's beautiful, but
Nice.
But my favorite Mothership adventure is the Screaming on the Alexis. I think, or it's between the Screaming on the Alexis or Epsilon 14. I like Dead Planet as a whole, right?
Yeah.
But like, the Screaming of the Alexis or on the Alexis I don't know, is just kind of like this quintessential like what I imagine when I think of Alien, and or what I think of when I think of like this like monster-based space horror, right?
Yeah.
And same thing with Epsilon 14. It's right in the same vein as Screaming, as the Alexis, right? And like that's just, they are what I think of whenever I think of this like dingy space horror thing, right? Like this creature feature, and that's what I really like. I'm a big fan of the creatures and the monsters and stuff like that. So.
And the whole like lived-in feel of like the aliens type, CRT. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's like the recordings in Epsilon 14, and I think somebody did. I think somebody's done like online resources for Epsilon where you can like click on it actually brings up the screen that you look at whenever you're playing the module, and you can like click on different parts of it. And I think they put the recordings in there too or something. There's some amazing resources out there for Mothership if you look, and there's some really, really awesome, like, I don't know what you would call them. They're like player aids kind of, but they're like in-game, they're like in-world player aid type shit where you're like looking at like an actual screen that your character would be looking at and stuff.
That's sick. But one more question for you, Jeremy, before we go. And this is my most important question. When is the print on demand coming out, man? I need this book. I missed, I wasn't able to back it due to financial issues, but I'm telling you right now, man, this book, I feel like Dive needs to be available, and I need to know when that print on demand's coming, man.
So, Dive will be available for purchase after I get my books to the backers. I take that really seriously. Like
of course.
The backers need the books before retail. Of course, it doesn't work out like that sometimes. Sometimes people don't respond to the surveys and stuff like that. But I'm using BackerKit this time instead of doing it all myself by hand. So some of that's going to be kind of alleviated. But I would expect to see Dive at Exalted Funeral, various other retailers, but Exalted for sure.
Yeah.
Sometime at the very beginning of 2023. So
2023. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So I really want. I gave myself a year to deliver to backers, right? And I really want to respect the process of 1E Mothership coming out, right? I don't want to drop my 1E project before 1E comes out, right?
Yeah.
And regardless, because I've seen a lot of the stuff for it already, so, and I saw a long time ago as part of the playtest group and stuff like that for 1E. But I really just don't like even though it's I just don't want to release my project before that. So I'm waiting on that, and then after they do their thing and I get the books out to backers, then early 2023 is whenever we'll see it. But Alex, just hit me up and maybe we can show you some stuff.
Hey, bruh, you already know I'm ready, man. But thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for letting me know what's up. Thanks for telling me about this great supplement. And all of you, make sure to check it out. I will put a link to the information below, to Dive, to Gordnak, and a few other things. And as always, this is Golden Buddha telling you to stay enlightened and stay safe.